One of the things that we can do to help students with hard text is we can work on fluency. Now, teachers over the last decade have really ramped up their fluency teaching skills. We do things like echo reading and repeated reading and paired reading. Lots of practice to make students more fluent, rereading text, usually aloud and usually with some kind of feedback from either another student or from the teacher. With hard text, it might make sense to still do fluency work, but maybe we would want to change the order of how we would do that work. And so, for example, if I know this text is going to be especially difficult for students, before we even get together to read it, maybe I'll have the students read through it once or twice on their own, not worrying so much about understanding, but just can you read it fluently? Can you resolve, the word recognition problems that you might have with this, so that when they really read it to try to understand it that first time, they've actually already been through it once or twice. They've resolved a lot of those word recognition problems and word calling problems, and they're really ready to think about the text in an effective way. That's certainly one thing that we can do. Another thing that we've got a lot of research on and that is quite helpful, sometimes students have trouble with the fluency of a hard text. And what we can do to help them is we can actually show them how the sentence breaks up. So really breaking off the noun phrase from the verb phrase, from the prepositional phrases and so on, and just having those little separations.
This is going to be a fluency passage. Ms. Russo's going to do it first, because I want to show you how I read with some expression, some pauses. Do you see the transparency? 1 slash means there's a comma, so I pause. 2 slashes. Does everybody know what slashes are? Right? 2 lines? Excellent. 2 slashes is a stop for a period. So when do we stop? A period. When's 1 slash mean? A comma. And a comma means a pause. Oh, you're so on top of it.
Whether you show it to the students in phrases or whether you just draw in little lines into the text, we find raises students' performance with the text markedly because they know where to put the pauses. They know how to make the sentences mean. That can be hard doing that the first time. That can be hard, especially if the text is complicated in some way. But giving students those kinds of supports initially allows them, again, to build some muscle that would allow them to understand that kind of a text a bit better.